Hello and welcome to LumiBricks, and today we'll be reviewing the Western Saloon set by a company called Funwhole. This company's they include light bricks in all of their sets. So as you can see here and here, there's a couple of lights there, which is quite cool. I don't have the box to show you because I built this set before YouTube, or before I started doing YouTube, so I've thrown the box away. So if you do want to check out what their box is and how it's packaged looks like, check out my other videos, which I'll link in this video. See how the boxes are. It was pretty similar. Yeah, so that means we can get straight into the set though. We don't have to go through that. So these are the 3 minifigures that are included in the set. We'll get into them later, a bit more in detail. Let me just move them out of the way. So first things first, let's do the little mini build that's included, which is just this kind of dead tree barrel, just little dead plants, and that's about it. The rest of the set is all contained in the actual building. So it's built up with plates, and it's about 32 studs this way and 38 studs this way, so it's quite a big build. Starting from go left to right, so move this way. So on this side we've just got some cactuses and some plants and a little watering thing that can be pulled out for like horses and stuff, and there's some suggestion of water in there, so that just swings out and swings back. And we've just got barrel and some backpacker or some kind of sack. Up here, these are quite cool. They are stickers, but they're just kind of wood effect. You can see that. There you go. There you go. It's like a wood effect on them. But yeah, these are all stickers. So do be careful when you're putting them. They do include tweezers in the set, so that does make it a little bit easier to place them. Up here we've got another sticker, just the Frontier Tavern. I assume it's meant to be kind of like a flag or a banner. That just sticks up there, and then moving it on round. So here is the front, so it's kind of like a corner unit. At the top, just got a flag, and then the Saloon writing, which that's prints, that's not stickers, so that's good. And then moving it down to this kind of balcony area, got a door which opens up to the inside. There you can see some more of the lights inside, and then these 2 lights here, and then the door. I do like the kind of mini build for this. I assume it's kind of like a bull's head or a ram's head. So moving on down, you do have 2 doors inside, so just in here, which do open. They're kind of just like your standard cowboy kind of, I don't know what they're called, like the flappy doors that you see, but they open into the bar area. I like the fact there's some studs up here, so you can pose minifigures, and then again outside there's loads of studs, so you can put minifigures and pose them how you want. This is it compared to a normal minifigure, normal Lego minifigure, if you want it for scale. Yeah, so carrying on round, drop him on the floor. Carrying on round, just got more of the same, just a wheel and a whip, just some cactuses. Again, these are all stickers here, and up here stickers, and down here. And then this is just a kind of sign for the train station, which is another one of their sets. Get their camera to focus. There you go. So yeah, just a train station sign. And then moving it round. So this side, it's a little bit plain, which is fine. You probably won't have this, obviously, this side on display. We've got just a little bit of foliage on the wall, and then here, I like the way this kind of covers up some of the wires. So they've got, and yeah, sorry, I should mention, they've got like specialized pieces here and up here and inside as well as you build, which allows the cables to pass through without being pinched, which is quite a good idea. And then here is just a little action feature. So if you turn this way, this door pops out, and there's just a little chair and hat, and it's kind of like just a secret meeting room. Let me just move this down, you can see it a little bit better. So this is the inside of it. So you've just got a hat and some chairs, and there's a gun on the wall, and then to move it around, there's just a couple pictures around that way. Okay. Just a couple pictures on the wall. Secret room. There is a light brick in here. It doesn't let off too much light, so if I turn off my ring light, there you go. So a little bit of light in there, but not loads, but you can still see what you're doing. It's quite hard to get our big hands in. That's the only downside. But yeah. So you just move this hammer kind of thing back, and then you just put that back in there, and then it's ready to go again. So if you move it around it to the back of the building, so this is the back of the building. What I quite like is you can open this whole side up, and you've got access to inside. So this is the inside. So as you can see, there's a few more light bricks inside, and obviously the chandelier. I'm not sure if it's meant to represent fake fire or it is meant to be actual candles, but either way, it's quite a good looking build. I like the balcony area or mezzanine area, and the curtains up top look really good, and so does the grandfather clock, which is all built up. What is a little bit annoying and what would be nicer is if there was studs along here and at the back to place figures without them falling over. That would be quite nice. If you get a minifigure, put them inside. They can stand up on the stairs, but when you start moving, there we go, down the bottom of the stairs. So, but you can take all of this out in here. So you've got the poker table, the chips and the money on there. Move him out of the way, and then we've got the piano, which is again built up. So put that down there. At the back you can see the door to the secret room that we saw earlier. I really like the bar area and all the bottles and glasses that you have to build up. They're quite cool. And again, we've got another one of them ram or bull's heads. And then moving it around a bit to there, we've got the barrels and more wanted posters upstairs. Yeah, inside is quite impressive. What is a little bit annoying, would be a bit nicer, is if you could take the roof off. That you can't. That's attached, so you can't take that off. So again, getting our big hands to the back is rather difficult. But yeah, apart from that, it's really cool. So let me close that up and then move on to the roof. So this is the roof of the set. So not much going on up here. You've just got the cables, and then this is just the battery box. It just takes AA batteries. And then what is a little bit annoying is this connects to here, as you can see. It's meant to hide a lot of the wires, but for this we'll just move them out of the way. But the switch for all the lights is on the bottom, so you have to take it off, turn it around, put it back. It'd be nicer if you could just, if the switch was on top, and you could just flick it on top. So yeah, there's not much going on up here apart from that. So let's get on to the figures and see what they do. So these are the 3 minifigures that are included in the set. Quite good level of detail on all of the torsos for these. You do have to build up the figures, so you have to put the hands on the arms and then into the torso, and then put the legs together and then clip them into the torso. The arms are a little bit flimsy. I did break one on this guy, but you do get spares for each figure, so that's quite handy. But again, it'd be nice if they obviously didn't break the first time. But yeah, the level of detail on all 3 of the figures is really good. This guy doesn't have a extra hairpiece, which is a little bit annoying when you take the hat off. When you do take the hat off, this is what you end up with. So that's just a figure without its head on. They do have a little bit of a chin to them, but I think that's fine. They look all right to me. And then looking at them from the back, this guy on the right is the only one with detail on the back. The rest of them, nothing carries around or any suggestion of anything, but yeah, that's fine. I'd rather them be plain, not too bothered about what's on the back of them, because you only really look at them front on personally. And this is them compared to a normal Lego minifigure. As a Lego figure, the only difference is when you turn them to the side, they've got a bit more of a belly on them than a Lego figure. I guess that might be from all the beer from the saloon, I suppose. But apart from that, they're fine. The accessories do transfer over, so you can put a Lego figure hat. If you put it the right way around, you can put a the Funwhole hat on the Lego figure, and vice versa, and same with guns and stuff like that. So yeah, that's quite nice that they all fit together. So yeah, that's the set, that's the figures. I'm gonna go and give my final thoughts and the price. So this is my final thoughts on the set and the price. So we'll do the price first because it's probably the most important thing. So it's £78, €87, sorry, and £99. Do have to pay postage depending on your region, so make sure you look out for that. They do have, well, this company has loads and loads of sales on throughout the year. So if you're following their social media or even just going on the website, it will say 20% off here and there. So yeah, you pretty much always guaranteed to get some kind of sale on. Yeah, I'm not sure how tariffs and the world stuff works. I'm not really smart enough for that, so I'm going to ignore that. I'll leave that for your own research. But I think for the money, it's a heavy thing, plus the lights is definitely worth it. I mean, plus all the level of detail that you get inside. It'd be nice if you could remove the roof, but apart from that, I think the set itself is really cool. For like 2,000 pieces, I think the Lego diner that I got, that's about 2,000 or a bit over 2,000. That was about 130 when it came out. So this is £75. So nearly half of what you pay for that, and pretty much similar size. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth the money. Plus the lights, which are really cool, especially on the shelf when you've got other sets or Funwhole sets together. They all look quite cool, all lit up. Cons, I'd like more minifigures. Just to bulk out the set, considering how big it is. You only get 3. It'd be nice to have them so you can pose them when it's on the shelf. I mean, I do like the figures. I do think they have a nice little charm. I like their little bellies on them and the little chins. They look quite cool. But yeah, I think they're fine. I like the fact you can interchange stuff with the Lego figures. Yeah, but yeah, some more of them, and this little mini build. I could probably do without it, to be honest. I'd rather have the bricks on the build, or maybe a horse and cart or something instead. That would be quite nice. But yeah, apart from that and the stickers, because the other Funwhole sets that I've done, they have prints. They don't have any stickers. It's the only one that seems to have stickers so far. So that's a little bit disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. I did find the instruction manual, so there it is, pretty thick, quite a lot of building to be done. Really informative of how to put the cables and how you thread them and stuff, and get them in the right place. So that's good. Yeah, and then onto the name. Funwhole is a little bit of an odd name, but they are changing it to LumiBricks, I think it's pronounced LUMI bricks. I'm not sure when that's going to take place, as in like packaging and stuff, but if you check out their website, there's information on there about it, and on their Instagram as well. So yeah, apart from that, I think the set's really good and worth putting your money into it, especially with the other Western sets. They all go quite well. And that's my review. Have a good week, and check out my other videos here and here, I think.